Good morning, guys. What's growing? It's Heather at Bush Poppy Farm, and today is planting day, and I'm so excited. So it's cold. It's 42 degrees Fahrenheit and very windy. It's cold out here. Thank God the sun is out. But regardless, I have to get planting. Very, very far behind. So I'm going to clean up some of the stuff that I still have out from when I weeded last week. Oh my goodness. I'm going to be low to the ground, so that'll help. And then I'm going to plant everything that I can, actually. I do have my map. Brought out my map so that I can make sure that I get everything in the place that I planned it. I do have more straw. And I have row cover. However, it's going to be really hard to lay it out when it's windy like this with just me. So I don't know. I'll see what I can do. Tomorrow and Sunday is going to be sunny again, but even windier than it is today. So at least tomorrow, though, I could have 3 people out here with me helping me lay out row cover. So we'll see. But I might still be able to get it done if I weight down the one side before I pull it over the hoops. So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, I am going to start getting moving because it's really cold, and movement will help me warm up a little bit. Clearly, I've gotten extremely sidetracked and started weeding instead. I don't even really know how that happened. I think I was picking some stuff up, moving some things around, and I was like, oh, let me get that really quick. And then it just snowballed from there. So I'm actually going to continue weeding because the bed that I just did had already been weeded in December, but the 2 that really need it are on the east side of the greenhouse. West side of the greenhouse, and those are bad. So I'm gonna start tackling those, and if I still have time, then I will start planting. Otherwise, I'll just come out in the morning. Tomorrow's Saturday, and as you probably know, teenagers sleep in. So I can always come out tomorrow morning and transplant sunflowers and other stuff, and it will give them one less night in waking up to frost. So that's my plan for now. First I'm gonna have a snack, and then I'll get back to work. Well, it's 4.5 hours later, and I'm wiped out. I'm still kind of not done. But let me show you what I did, and I'll talk about next steps that I'm going to do tomorrow. Okay, so the other day I weeded this bed, and then I came along today and got as much stuff around the edge here as I could. I'm going to bring the string trimmer out tomorrow to get all of this super, super high. Just knock everything down before, I mean, some of it's already set seed, but string trim through all of this. And then this bed I did today as well. I've tried to clean everything up as well as I can. The nice thing about this is I can see now where all of the empty spaces are, which is good because I have lots and lots of plants ready to go in the ground. So the other thing is, looking at this now, it also makes me feel pretty good because I think I might seal off this upper tier down here. Let me show you what I'm talking about. And then I can just use the lower 2 tiers. So I tried tackling, well, I redid this bed. The stuff that you see on the ground is just, it's been pulled up and hoed and stuff. I probably am going to have lots of holes in the in the tubing, so I'll have to run that and see. I know for sure I have a complete sever up here. I am thinking about completely covering this upper tier with silage, with the rest of it, with that silage tarp, because it's big enough for the entire season. It is just so full of, you know, yeah, there's some good stuff in there, but the rest of it is just weeds, and it's going to be an uphill, consistent battle. So I think what I'm going to do is disconnect the irrigation that goes to it. Just pull the silage tarp over. I might dig that calendula up and just pop it in somewhere, maybe over there. That's fine, easy to do. But I'm going to cover the whole thing, batten it down tight, and just leave it for the season. Everything under there will bake, all of the seeds will die off, and then I can start with a clean slate next year. It's too much. That way I can also tarp more of this area here, because even with the string trimmer, when you see all of these poison hemlock, as long as I get them before they go to seed, they're somewhat controllable, but they're just everywhere. One of the ways you can tell if it's poison hemlock, so hemlock occurs in almost every state. I think actually every state. But do you see the purple splotches on that stem? So poison hemlock looks a lot like carrot and other things. It's the same family, but it has these purple splotches on the stem. This weed is so noxious, so dangerous, that nothing that eats it lives. It kills livestock. Basically, the only thing that can survive eating it is goats. And you know, goats have like cast iron stomachs. But even then, if they eat too much of it, it will kill them. The sap is poisonous. So every part of the plant is poisonous, and they have a very deep taproot. Remember, they're part of the carrot family. So it goes down. I mean, some of the ones I was pulling up were down almost 2 feet. The nice thing about right now is the soil is so saturated that they're pretty easy to pull up comparatively. But I think the only way I'm really going to get a good handle on the hemlock is by tarping that whole area. I don't need that upper bed right now. Frankly, it's really hard to harvest in that upper bed. I struggled with that this past year. The lower bed and this one here are easy to harvest. So I think I'm just going to stick to those right now. I will tarp that whole area. I'm also going to tarp down here. I have another silage tarp. This, I just dumped all of the stuff that I pulled up. You see all those thistles and everything. So I'm actually going to pull a tarp over that. We have some very large rocks and boulders that we can pull on top, and it'll just stay there all summer. Probably all fall and into through next winter as well. I just want to kill everything under there to start with fresh. And because I have the time to do it, that's the best way, because otherwise it's just going to be a permanent battle. So I'll come in here and I will this irrigation line here that runs across the top of that bed and does the zigzag through there is connected to this irrigation line here. So I'll just pull this tarp back. I will cut the main line tubing, plug it so that only this line gets the irrigation, and then that will have this bed fed with water for the year, and this other bed is on a different line, but still should be fine. I am, like I said, gonna have to check the check the line, because I'm sure I punctured it with all my hacking with that wonderful Japanese hoe. So this feels good. I mean, there's so much room for planting here, which is great. And what's already here is so pretty, and I feel good about that. And then this over here is also going to be good for planting. And so this gives me enough space. I don't need this upper bed right now, which, like I said, is hard to harvest from anyway, and just full of noxious weeds. This pathway here is a walkway. I'm going to hit it with the string trimmer tomorrow, but I'm still going to tarp it, I think. Actually, I think I'll put some landscape fabric down and then cover it with wood chips so it can be a walkway, or straw. One more thing about the poison hemlock. So when you are trying to get rid of it, the only real way to do that safely is to, wear gloves that you then wash later alone, because those oils can spread. Don't get it anywhere near your eyes, your nose, your mouth. And if you use a string trimmer around poison hemlock, wear a respirator. There are documented cases of people inhaling the aerosolized sap once it gets hit with a string trimmer, and it getting into their lungs and killing them or nearly killing them. So it happens. And I always worry about that. I've worried about that a little bit today. Every time I could get a whiff of it, I was like, oh no. But it's super windy today, and I think maybe that helps because it blows it away. So tomorrow will be planting day. But before I start, I'm going to string trim. That'll feel good. That's always really fun. And tackle this bed weeding that I haven't had a chance to do yet. Gosh, aren't these daffodils so pretty? Oh, and such nice tall stems. A bunch of these are going to go in the bouquets next week. Yeah, so I've got to get in here and weed and get all of this prepped. I have lots of plants to put in the ground. So get all this done. It's going to be tough to string trim along the back there because of the fence. But we'll do what we can. And then I'm going to start planting in the upper field. For sure, sunflowers. For sure, sweet peas. And then we'll see what else I feel like putting in. And then I have some perennials I'm going to pop in as well in these beds, because as you can see, there's lots of space now. I know for sure that a lot of nasturtiums are going to pop up because we sowed tons of them last year, and each plant produces lots and lots of seeds. So I probably will still throw a bunch of seeds out, but they're one of my favorite plants and they just spread beautifully. So I'm expecting that to be the case. All right, guys, I'm done. I think I'm sunburned. I'm gonna head home. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a wonderful time in your garden, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.